God bless you, and thank you for tuning in to Apocalypse Millennial Broadcast Network. This is Sister Catherine, your host, and here's today's question. Does the Bible talk about a one world government? The answer is yes. The book of Revelation talks about a single world government ruled by the Antichrist coming in the last days. Here's what will happen. There will be an appearance of the Antichrist who will bring about that one world government. There will be a peace covenant of 7 years. There will be a rebuilding of the third temple in Jerusalem. In the book of Daniel, the writer had a vision of the coming empire. The prophet predicted that the restoration of this empire will be in the form of 10 nations. This dream was more than 500 years before the birth of the first Roman Empire. 15 centuries after the fall of the first Roman Empire, the nations of Europe have been methodically transforming themselves into a replica of the ancient Roman Empire described in the prophecies of Daniel. Biblical prophecy warns that in the end times, 10 nations will emerge out of the old Roman Empire. In the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verses 31 through 33, King Nebuchadnezzar had a dream of a statue. It had a head of gold, the breast and arms were made of silver, the stomach and thighs were made of bronze, and the legs were made of iron, and the feet were a mixture of iron and clay. The head of gold represented the kingdom of Babylon. At the time of this dream, Babylon was the greatest empire in the world who ruled over Israel and oppressed Israel. The breast and arms of silver represented the Medo-Persian Empire who would conquer the Babylonian Empire and become the greatest in 538 BC. The two arms of silver represented two nations ruling together. The stomach and thighs of bronze represented the Greek Empire who came into power in 330 BC under the reign of Alexander the Great. The legs of iron represented the Roman Empire. Rome came into power in 63 BC. The Roman Empire has always been known for his iron legions. Now look at the 10 toes. The 10 toes on the statue represents a revived Roman Empire of 10 powers that will rise at the end time to rule with the Antichrist. The Bible clearly states that part of this empire will be strong and part of this empire will be weak. It's interesting to note that the Babylonians had destroyed Jerusalem and the temple around 580 BC and sent its people into captivity. Then the last Roman Empire did essentially the same thing around 70 AD. Thus, Rome was Babylon all over again. Next, there will be a revived Roman Empire to oppress the Jewish people. We'll continue the story in another video. Thank you for watching, and God bless you all.